We're really getting into these custom fields now and adding them as text fields, drop lists, formulas. But what about using the graphical indicators? This is where your custom field can become really quite pretty and very helpful. We're going to take our My Bedroom 2014 file and the same as before, format custom fields. Now this time it's still a task field, but we're going to create a number field. And our number field I'm going to rename as progress. Because what I would like to add are some little flags, some little graphical indicators that indicate how far through each task and therefore each summary we are. So progress. Now this is going to be a formula. Yes, we know that one before about discarding all the current data. And our formula is simply going to be equal. So progress is equal to an existing field, an existing number field, which is the percent complete. I'm not going to actually do anything mathematical to it. I'm just effectively taking that value and placing it in my new field that I can then use the graphical indicators on. So that's okay. We get the same message about deleting all the current data. That's fine. Now in this case, we do want the roll up to work and we want it to use the same formula, which effectively is just bringing in the percentage complete. But at the bottom, I don't want to display the data. I want to use some of these graphical indicators. So I go graphical indicators to open the graphical indicators box. Now the way that the graphical indicators work is that we set criteria for it to decide which indicator to show. So our test for progress, which is actually the percentage complete, is going to be is less than. So I just choose from the list of comparisons, but then I can enter the values manually. If our progress is less than 25, then which image should I show? Well, 25 is not very good. So let's show sort of saddish face, little red sad face. If it's less than 50, then we'll have a slightly better smiley face. We'll have the yellow, but not sad or happy. The next criteria is less than 75. And let's go with the blue. Not quite so happy. And then is less than 100. So we're not quite fully complete, but we are pretty close. We'll go with a yellow smiley face. And then the final comparison is if it's equal to 100, which means the task is complete, then that's our green smiley face at the top of the tree. Now you need to make sure you put these criteria in the order that they will be met. In that first criteria is tested, and if that proves true, then Microsoft Project will not move to the second criteria. So if we're less than 25, you'll get a sad red face. If you're not, then it'll move to the next criteria. Are we less than 50? If we're not, it'll move to the next criteria. So they have to be in order. If we'd put these the other way around, is it less than 100? Then 24 is less than 100 and it would meet that criteria and we would get a yellow smiley face. But we don't want a yellow smiley face because it's actually below 25. So you have to ask the questions, the criteria, in the correct order for this to work. Now what do we do about the summary rows? So we move this dot from non-summary rows to summary rows, and we could set a different set of criteria, or we can tell it just to inherit the same criteria as the non-summary rows. This will delete any criteria that do exist. That's fine because there aren't any. Yes. You do exactly the same for the project summary. So that will be for the project summary task. We need those to inherit the same criteria so that if we're at that 25, 30, 75% for the whole project, we get the relevant smiley face or not. So the non-summary rows are normal tasks, subtasks, and then the summary tasks are your summary tasks, and the project summary is the project summary task. So that sets up the indicators and the criteria that drive each of our sad or nonchalant or smiley face. Okay, brings us back to the custom field dialog box. We've done everything in here, we've set the formula and we've told it what to display. Okay, all that remains now really is to add in that column. Well, let's add it in to the tracking Gantt. So we're using Guy's tracking Gantt, so we're not changing any of the others. Scroll to tasks and bring them into view, and they're all currently 0%. So So if I insert my new column here, which I call progress, you'll know when you've used a custom field anyway, because it always puts the data type and a number in brackets. And they're all sad red faces because nothing has happened. Everything's on 0%. If I now mark these two as 100%, you see that their graphical indicators go to green smiley faces. Excellent. But the empty room is still at 17, so that's still below 25. So let's remove the curtain pole up to 50, which puts it in a blue nonchalant face. Vacuum the cobwebs, 25. That's a yellow nonchalant face. Measure the room, 75. Yellow smiley face, which has pushed the summary task over the 25 threshold and has changed its graphical indicator to a yellow nonchalant face. So you can see that not only are the normal tasks indicators working, but the summary ones are as well. As they reach the correct threshold for that summary, it's pushed over to the next graphical indicator. I really do quite like these graphical indicators. They're much easier to understand than perhaps seeing the value itself. So to use the graphical indicators, you simply take an existing field and add criteria to it that run tests to decide which of the indicators to use. You've seen that there were quite a myriad choice of those graphical indicators. We don't just have smiley and sad faces, you've got light bulbs, you've got parts of a circle to show progress, you've got different coloured diamonds, different coloured pluses, different coloured rounded rectangles, different coloured flags, and then just different coloured circles. So you can choose from any of those graphical indicators. It's just that I'm quite a smiley face person, so this different set of smiley and sad faces does appeal. Those then check on the criteria. Remember, the criteria must go in order because it's the first criteria that gets met that causes the indicator to work. So as soon as we're less than 25, it hits there, less than 50, it hits there. But if you'd put those the other way around, so in descending order, you'd hit one of the higher ones earlier and get the wrong graphical indicator. Graphical indicators also work at the summary and project levels so that they're still getting the same indicator when you're at that summary level as well. So that's custom fields with graphical indicators.